Welcome back to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So this episode is going to be a little bit different than my previous kind of wrap-up episode. I decided to just play the game without recording any audio or any microphone audio, just because it's easier for me to just be able to kind of run around through the game and collect things and not have to worry about commentary and all that stuff. So it's also just easier for me to do it during the day while my children are awake, because I don't have to worry about the microphone audio, because no one wants to hear children in a YouTube video. So anyway, with that being said, the first thing I started out doing here was going to the Venator wreckage, because I had not gone here yet, so I had everything to collect here. But I just want to reiterate that this is not meant to be like a guide for collectibles. It's just me running around collecting the last, or anything that left over that I had not collected, and just wrapping up trophies and whatnot. So I am going to talk throughout this video, but I don't really plan on like explaining where things are or how to get to them, because to be completely honest, most stuff in this game is pretty self-explanatory. There's very few things that are like off the beaten path and kind of hidden from you. At least there was very few things that I actually had to look up because I couldn't find them, and I'll point them out when we get to them. But for the most part, this area was very straightforward. Man, when I talk a lot, I start yawning. It's the worst. So anyway, there's a lot of chests in the water, as you saw. Went around and picked up most of those. There is a couple items here that we have to go grab. But I also just kind of want to talk about this game in general. I know this game at this point is three and a half, almost 4 years old probably at this point. It came out in 2019, and it's currently 2023. So yeah, I was a little late to the party, I know, and I'm aware of that. But I'm also, as I have said in my playthrough of the game, which you may or may not have watched, I don't know, but I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. It's not that I don't like Star Wars, it's just I don't really care about it necessarily. I mean, I've seen all the movies, I've seen all the new movies, I've seen all the shows on Disney Plus, and I actually prefer like the Disney Plus shows, like The Mandalorian and Andor. Obi-Wan was kind of boring, but I did like Mandalorian and Andor and Boba Fett. And I believe, if I'm correct, that this is kind of during the same time period as the Obi-Wan show is set in, where Jedi are being hunted and they're all in hiding, and well, whatever's left of them are in hiding. Most of them have been killed or whatever by the Empire. So I do know some basic Star Wars lore, but I am definitely not like a Star Wars, like,
lived on a ship like this for years.
I don't know what term I should use for that. Nerd, I guess. I don't know.
Every time
I'm a nerd for other things, but Star Wars just has never really been one of them.
Thanks, Petey.
But anyway, I just never really wanted to buy this game. I never, like I said, I've never been a big Star Wars fan, so I never really felt justified in spending the money on the game. But for January 2023, it was one of the PlayStation Plus essential games, so it was free for me basically. So I took the opportunity to play it, and it's pretty enjoyable. I liked it overall. I mean, I'm a pretty big fan of From Software games, so the whole die and respawn at like a quote-unquote bonfire, like the meditation points are in this game, I'm used to that, and that doesn't bother me. Like the whole losing your XP and stuff and having to kill the enemy that killed you to get it back, like whatever, that's all normal to me. But I mean, aside from that, it's more linear in terms of like Sekiro is, where you have certain skills that you can level up and upgrade. instead of being able to make a different build. So like, this game has a New Game Plus, but I don't really see the point in playing New Game Plus because like you can't build your character any differently. Like there's only one build necessarily. So there is a little bit of lack of replayability, I would say, with this, but I don't really replay games a whole lot anyway. I mean, if a game requires New Game Plus for a trophy, I'll do it. Which, speaking of, Callisto Protocol had an update for New Game Plus, so I'm going to have to do another playthrough of that game, which is fine. I don't hate that game, but it definitely was a little bit lackluster. It was not exactly what I was hoping for, but anyway,
So what'd you find?
not important, not the topic of this video. So yeah, I don't really ever think I'll do a New Game Plus run on this game because I don't need to. I have all the trophies now. Which, speaking of, this video,
Someone hid here from clones.
I was gonna have all of this in one video,
Yeah.
and it was like
Okay. Just
an
brings
hour
back
long,
memories.
and I just figured I'd split it in half, so it's just 2 30-minute episodes instead of a 60-minute episode. Because another thing, it was a little over 60 minutes, and I couldn't really, I mean, I could have cut some stuff out a little bit, like trimmed some clips down to get it under 60 minutes, because since I do this in Share Factory on the PS5, it can't be over 60 minutes long. It's just a limitation of the program. So it's a little unfortunate, but that's what I do. I use my PlayStation to do everything because I don't have a computer that I can record on. I wish I did, but I just do not. So I use the function of PlayStation, and it works pretty well in my opinion. So anyway, there's some parts here coming up where I actually like made a mistake and fell down, but it ended up working out because I had missed a chest down here anyway. So I go and grab that chest, and then I kind of just like splice myself back up here to where I fell down from. There's a couple times throughout this episode and the next episode that I do that. And I think it works out pretty well. It's pretty seamless almost, but needs a little blur fade, and you don't really notice much.
Help me! Here!
These bounty hunters are everywhere, though. It's crazy. I run into them so many times throughout these episodes. And I kill them for the most part, especially because at this time, I didn't have all of the Jedi skills purchased, so I still needed to get XP. So any enemy I came across, I was killing. But you'll notice in the next episode, I end up running past enemies towards the end because I don't care anymore. I just wanted to get everything collected and get all the trophies. So here was where I had fallen down into the water, which to the left of me up above is where I just was. But there's a chest back here, so it's a good thing I fell anyways because I went and grabbed it.
Hey, BD, in here. There was something in there.
Which I was happy I picked that up because I really like the elemental nature lightsaber stuff. So, and there's the splice back up, so now we're back up here, and we just keep moving on. There's another one of those literally right up here. I missed. You'll see up here off to the left. Oh God, I hate when I talk a lot. I start yawning. There is a, you can see that blue orb up there to the left. I didn't notice it, and I went past it here, and I got all the way to the end of this area, and I noticed I was missing a secret, so that was the secret, of course. And then this was one of the things I had to look up, because I was just clearly blind and couldn't see it. But anyway, I do another little splice in here, where I switched it, and I added in going to get this when I actually got this after the fact.
What's happened to them?
I don't know. There was a transmission. Ugh.
And then we're just gonna jump right back over to the ropes again and make our way back across. So, with all that being said though about never buying this game and whatnot, I am going to play Survivor when that comes out for sure. I did like this game. Like I enjoyed it a lot more than I really thought I would, to be honest. But I will get Survivor and I will play that, and I will 100% it. I will get all the trophies, because to me that's just what I do. So there you see I shot that back at him. I was working on getting that trophy, and I get that later, I believe. No, I don't get that until the next episode. So, but anyway, you have to launch back 20. Well, it's not really. It's just killing 20 enemies with explosions, but it's easiest to use force push and push rockets back into the rocket launching stormtroopers. So that's what I was doing there. I was just working on that. So every time I see a stormtrooper with a rocket launcher, I always shoot it back at him to kill him throughout this.
Intruder there! Approaching this fight.
BD!
So we are coming up on the final area here. I force pushed him back into that. I think it would electrocute him, and it didn't. I thought that was kind of strange. Maybe his purge trooper suit protects him from electricity. I don't know. He is wielding like electric batons, so maybe he does. But it just seemed like a purposeful environmental hazard.
Let's go, BD.
Because I know if I touched that, it would electrocute me. I don't know why it didn't electrocute him, but it just seemed like it was there for a reason. So I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna force push you into that." And it didn't do anything. So once we get up this rope, there's like three chests you have to slice with the comp link thing, scomp link, whatever. And then there's a couple enemies in this room, and then that's it. Once you walk out, you get the trophy for clearing this area, and then there's also a stim pack thing, whatever they're called. One of those crates are out there. A little quick level up there.
I was angry.
Only have 2 things
Still
left to
can't make
get.
sense of what happened, but I know this. They were pods, just like we were. Master!
Oh yeah, I forgot there's this room. This puzzle in this room, I still don't really even understand what I did exactly. I mean, I end up just kind of cutting out the middle bit of this, but you have to cut the one wire over there, and I think it keeps the box from moving down. I think that's what it does, so that you can get across. And then you have to like slow the box so you can, and it's a bunch of garbage. But again, this isn't a guide to how to do it or where the collectibles are. This is just me recording, me playing, collecting all the stuff, because I like to collect everything and get all trophies. So it's kind of the brand of my channel. I don't ever get a trophy without displaying the trophy in a video of some kind. And that's really what this is. I do occasionally do collectible videos, like guides and walkthroughs. I have done a couple. I've done them for both Plague Tale games. I've done one for Callisto Protocol. I've done one for The Last of Us remake. I think that's it so far. But I do enjoy making those. But for a game like this, that's as large as it is, it would take a lot of time to do that, and I don't have the time to do that. So
I'm sorry, Master.
I am still debating though if I'm going to
prepared her the best he could. Too dangerous to
record my New Game Plus of Callisto Protocol, because I will get a trophy at the end of it, but I just don't know that it's worth it. I may just play it on my own time and just run through the game real quick just to get the trophy. Just so I'm back at 100% for that game, because right now it's 98%. It just annoys
Need
me.
to know, don't you?
So there is visiting Alderaan places. That is the trophy for exploring this area, because this area is completely optional. You don't have to go there at
Ready for
all
another
for
spin?
any story purpose.
And there we go.
And this planet is just crazy. Zepho is so huge. There's so much here. Like pretty much, I would say 80% of this episode is all Zepho. So we have cleared everything. Oh, this was when, see, you can see it says 96% explored, but that was the one thing I had missed that I talked about, that I spliced it in, where I went and got that secret thing off to the left, off those ropes. So we already took care of that. So we have that completely cleared out. This is just, there's a bunch of chests here. There's like 5 of them underwater, I believe. I don't know. I swim to them all. There's one here. I don't do it right now. I come back, but you swim through here, and there's another one around the little circle there on the inside. But yeah, there's a bunch of chests here. I am pretty impressed with myself, though. I started playing this game. I'd have to look on my PSN profile to see how long it took me to platinum this game. I think I did it in less than a week. Because yeah, I don't know. I have a link in all of my descriptions of my videos to my PSN profile, so you can see all the trophies I have and everything if you're curious. But I really do think, let me see if I can look it up right now.
Come on out, buddy.
Yeah, it took me a week. My first trophy was 7 days ago, 17th of January, and I got the platinum today, which is the 23rd of January, which I know this video isn't even going to go up until like February 10th or something like that. But yeah, which is fine, because this game was really just supposed to be a total filler anyways between my because the game I really played, yeah, I can't talk. The game I played before this was A Plague Tale Requiem, and I did a whole collectibles guide on that game, and all of those episodes were scheduled up until the 25th of January, so those haven't even come out yet. But the 27th is when the Dead Space remake comes out, which I assume it'll come out at midnight Eastern, which I live on the East Coast, so that's good for me. But I will at least try to record an episode at midnight for that to be uploaded on the 27th. And then obviously Dead Space will have an episode every day after the 27th. That's the plan. I think I'm going to have that go up at 5 o'clock too, because I always post a video at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Usually. Unless I don't have 2 games currently going up, I will just have one episode post at 10 a.m. But I've just found those to be prime windows. I don't know. It works out for me, I guess. I'm just rambling here, but that's fine. I don't know about you, but I enjoy watching videos of someone just rambling for some reason. Another thing about this game that really drives me nuts is the swimming. He feels extremely slow when he's underwater, and you can use circle to like swim faster, but he still just, I don't know, it's weird. And when you hold X to surface, he like does not surface. It's strange. I don't know. Swimming is kind of clunky. I do hope that some of that kind of stuff gets changed or addressed in the new game, because there are some things about this game that are just kind of clunky. The controls are super weird. I've never had a game where like you interact with stuff by clicking the right stick. That's so strange to me. And like attack is square, which I get it. Like you have your force, you have your force slow and your force push and your force pull. So I get like you need other button, the triggers and the like L1 and R1 and R2 and whatever. You need to use those for those, and I get that, but it's just weird using square to attack. It just feels wrong. I don't know. At least dodge is still circle though. That's a good thing. So the next place we go here is the... Oh, I forget what this area is called. But the reason I even came here was because I was missing a chest, which I knew where it was. I was trying to figure out what was going on there. But the first time I came here, I couldn't swim underwater, so I couldn't get this chest. And then this is another instance of not realizing I had left this area completely and didn't realize I missed something. And my exploration was at like 98%. And I came back here and I was like looking around everywhere and I was so confused. I was like, where the hell, like what am I missing? I've gone everywhere. And it ended up being in this room right here with the water and the little spinny thing. You have to stop it where it's at like 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock and jump up on there, and then there's a little like hole in the wall that you can jump into to find a force echo. So once I found that, this area was 100% complete. Now, this is just in here for fun. I was on my way to the Temple of Mikkel or whatever, and I wanted to change up my lightsaber. I wanted to put all the elemental nature stuff on because I finally got all of it. So I wanted to put all of that on, and I think my lightsaber looks pretty cool in the end with the purple beam and then the greenish metal color. I don't know, it just looks cool. Green's my favorite color, but I also just like purple, like as a color. I think purple looks really good in certain instances. Like a purple lightsaber looks awesome. My favorite football team is the Baltimore Ravens, so like they obviously wear purple. I don't know. I think purple's a cool color, to be honest with you. But as a lightsaber, it just looks super cool. But like that green, oh, that's like my favorite color, green. Anyway, I just left that in because I thought it was neat. And there was no real reason to leave that in. I just thought it was cool. So here was the only chest I was missing in this area. So I grabbed that. That's right at the elevator that leads down into the temple, which is where we're going next. Which this elevator, by the way, is super wonky. you start going down and it starts like raining inside, and then like you pass this like massive like drill bit looking thing. I don't know, it's weird as shit. So anyway, this is in the area where you turn on like the magnetic field things, and like the thing in the center is moving back and forth, and you have to like work your way around. This is just in here. You have to throw one of those explodey things at the wall to break it, so you can get in there.
He died before the job was finished.
Where's the tomb of Mictrol? I was saying temple. Whatever, same difference. But this freaking, another thing that they have gotta add in the sequel is there has to be some kind of fast travel system. Oh my god, this planet especially was horrible. It took forever to get anywhere, and like I hate this map system. I really hate it. Like they've got to change something with that too. It's so hard to see stuff. I don't know. I was not a fan of that map, and I was not a fan of the traverse, like getting back places. I mean, you do open a lot of shortcuts, but for instance, like this planet is so huge that it gets confusing and it's hard to remember which way to go. I don't know. It's just rough. And like I understand not having a fast travel back to the ship for like during the story, like say you complete a mission and then it's like you have to run all the way back to the Mantis. I get that. Like make me do it in the story. But afterwards, when I'm just running around on all the planets trying to collect everything, and I have to, it's a pain to have to run all the way back. I wish you could just fast travel. So here's another instance where I spliced in miss, because I had to explore this area and all I was missing was exploration, so I thought maybe I just had to run through this little like pathway, but I did it and I was still at like 98%, and then I realized I probably missed something in there, so I came back in, and once you pass through the little wall run things to the left, there is a Force Echo. So I just grabbed that, and then we were done with Zepho, finally. Zepho took so long. There was just so much stuff on Zepho. So then we just jump to Kashyyyk? Yeah, it's Kashyyyk. There were 2 chests out here that I had not ever gotten, which is crazy because they're literally just right here. I don't know, there was never any reason to run over here because there was no mission over here. I mean, this is where you like first come in on the AT-AT and start shooting everything, but I don't know, I just never ran out here. I always just ran straight through the doorway. I don't mind Kashyyyk as much. Kashyyyk is very linear, especially towards the later half of the planet where you're heading towards the big tree. It's super linear, so like there's not a whole lot of different places to go, and it doesn't get as confusing. But that being said, getting all the way to the end of Kashyyyk and then having to get back to the Mantis sucks. I mean, that bird does take you like halfway, but it's still annoying. So anyway, that was all we needed to get there. So we do have a couple trophy pops coming up here, and one of them was a simultaneous trophy pop with another trophy, and I'll talk a little bit about that more once it gets closer to that. But the way the PlayStation records trophies is a little strange. It doesn't bake them into the recording when you're recording, or just the recordings that it automatically takes that you can like save gameplay. So you have to kind of do some weird stuff, because I have it set to where it saves a 15-second clip of getting the trophy, so I just splice them in. But when you get a double pop, it's the same clip. So I have that issue with platinum trophies as well. But I actually came up with a really, really cool technique that this is going to be the first video I use it in, and it worked out really well. So anyway, we're just wrapping up a couple more things here. These were some exploration things that I couldn't find. I had to look up. And then there's one more that I couldn't find. I was struggling with, but I did eventually come across it. This one I found just organically.
Who goes there?
He got what was coming to him.
Okay, so here is where we're gonna get these 2 trophies. There's a legendary creature in here that is just like the other ones. It's basically just a more powerful version of the spiders, the Y-shocks that are on this planet. It's just white, and you can't. It has a couple red attacks that you can't parry, that the normal ones you can parry, and it insta-kills them pretty much. So anyway, there was that Force Essence there, and then there's this chest here that I was struggling to open. But anyway, I go down here to kill the spider because I'm like, oh, there's a spider down here, I'll go kill it. And then I start getting smacked from behind by the albino one, so. But anyway, we're going to get the double trophy pop here. So the way I did this now is I got a sound file of the regular trophy sound and the platinum trophy sound. So now I can put that in the music track of this editor, and I can basically split the 2 trophy clips in half. So the only thing that changes is the actual trophy thing in the top right corner. So the first pop will be the legendary beast trophy, and then the second I have the audio clip for the trophy to make it sound like I got the consecutive pop for their data collector. So you'll see it right here, and it works really well. I'm super proud of it. It's like, I don't know, I'm really proud of it. So now whenever I do the platinum trophies and the final trophy needed for platinum, I can do the same thing, and I also have the platinum sound. So you'll see that in the next episode if you watch it. I hope you do, because I'm pretty happy about this. It's a whole new technique for me with putting these trophies in. So stay tuned for part 2, and I will see you then. Have a good one.